Hello, fifth graders, and welcome to what will be your final coding project. In the next following weeks, we are going to be working with these goals. I can plan in advance for an ongoing assignment. I can explain how systems limitations can affect project design. I can describe how compromise can help keep a project on track and inspire creativity. I can draft and implement plans to resolve any issues in our code. And I can articulate the design process and how it helps shape the finished culminating project. Okay, before we start planning our project, before I start talking about our final project, I wanted to talk about the design process. Designing software means solving lots of little problems all the time. And the main problem in software design is what to create in the first place. Okay, so what am I going to be creating? What for? I know that my teacher is saying, okay, I'm going to be creating a coding project, but what? So the design process have five major components that will help you figure it out. One is define and identify the problem. Two, prepare, brainstorm, and select. Three, try, prototype, and test. Four, reflect and iterate. And number five, some of them added, just present, iterate, and communicate the final project. Okay? By defining means you have to start asking yourself lots of questions. What kind of app would you like to create? What are your constraints, your limitations? What does success looks like? How do I know that my app is finished? Then you have to prepare yourself. You have to brainstorm and research possible elements that you want to add. Also, you have to compare pros and cons. Do I have to add this? What happens if I don't? What will it better? Okay? And obviously, before you start creating, you have to make a plan. The third step will be trying. So you put your plan into action. Until we reach this part, we are not working with per coding. We are planning first, and then on the try part, we try to start coding our lessons or project, sorry, and then we reflect. How do your results compare to the goal that you set? How or what can you learn from this? What new problems have you discovered as you code? What it looks like? Okay, by defining and preparing, what you're going to be doing is playing existing games to get ideas and understand your own limitations. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you four different options of what you are capable of doing at this point of the year. So after you watch those, you have to think about, can I make something similar to this? Or can I make this even better? So you have to start planning your new or your modified app. Okay? Then you have to try. So after you plan and you brainstorm and you think about what you want to do, then you have to follow your plan to build your own application. Then you have to reflect and edit. You're going to be swapping your applications, your games with other classmates, other groups, and see, okay, this is what they are doing. Is this okay? How can I improve it? Or how can I make it better? So the other person knows if they're doing something good or doing something not so good. Okay, and then finally, we are going to show off our final product and see this is what I created in fifth grade. How are we going to be doing? What I'm talking about the design process, it's also called the engineering design process. First, we start by defining the problem. What is the problem? My teacher is asking me to create a game or to create an art test showcase. Okay, so I know the problem. Then we have to identify uh, like the limitations of our solutions. How much time do I have to create it? What can I do that is not complicated, but at the same time is not too easy? Then you have to brainstorm multiple solutions for the problem. Okay, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can do the other thing. Okay, maybe I create a game with a dinosaur and a pirate and a witch. But you know what? Maybe instead of a dinosaur, maybe it's a dog. Huh. But maybe I don't do a game. Maybe I want to be an artist and I can create an amazing house with trees and flowers. Yeah, I can do that as well. Once you have your brainstorm, your ideas that you wish to do, okay, you are going to be selecting only one. Okay, you know what? I will go for the game. That will be better for me instead of doing the drawing. I would like to do the drawing, but I think the best one will be the game. So you have to start trying or creating your solution, your game. How is this going to look like? Okay, and once you start coding, you're going to start testing it. Is it doing what I want it to do? Is it not? Then I have to go back and change my prototype. Okay, I try something new. Let's try it. Okay, it does not work yet. Okay, let's go back to the prototype. Okay, this works. Okay, perfect. What else do I need? Okay, let's go back to the prototype. So you're going to go back and forth from the prototype testing. Maybe you can also involve one of your classmates or one of your teachers and say, can you help me improve my game, my artist showcase? How can I make this better? Okay, okay, thank you. And then you go back to your prototype and you test to see if the improvements actually improve your game or your showcase, your art showcase. So you are going to be going back and forth from this. And after like you know what, this is it, then you communicate your solution. Let's watch a small video about how can this engineering design process can be applied. We're not like only talking about coding. The engineering design process can be used in any problem that you have. Okay, so let's watch the video and pay carefully attention to it.
The engineering design process is a lot like making tacos. Here's how. Let's say you've had a long day. Maybe you've gone to class. Maybe you just got off work. Maybe you just finished an intense workout session. It's now 7 o'clock and you're hungry. But you've got friends coming over in half an hour. So, what do? You go through the engineering design process. First, you define a problem or need. In this case, the problem is you're hungry and you've got people coming over in half an hour, and they might be hungry too. Next, you do some research to figure out the design requirements and your limitations. So in this case, you'd assess things like ingredients you have at hand, money you've got to spend, how much time you have before people start showing up, how many people you have to feed, and if any of those people have dietary restrictions. Once you've got a pretty solid list of criteria and constraints, you can start brainstorming ideas for solutions. Maybe you look online at nearby food options. Then, maybe you go to the fridge and you start figuring out what you could make. You weigh your options and you determine making something at home will be cheaper and faster than ordering something online. And you decide everyone likes PB&J, but you don't have gluten-free bread.
Oh.
But you do have corn tortillas,
I guess I'll try PB&J on corn tortillas.
And you make a prototype. You test out and take a bite. It's gross. But you want to make sure it's not just you, so you get others to test out, like your roommates or family. Everyone agrees. It's gross. You ask questions and determine what's gross about it. In this case, your testers like the tortillas, but not so much the PB&J. So you go back to the kitchen and reassess. This is what engineers call iterating, making changes based on test and user feedback. You realize,
I've got ingredients for tacos? Dope!
so you start making some veggie tacos. You try one and think,
This is kinda dry.
you have other people try it to get their feedback. Most people agree.
It's kinda dry.
So you go back to your kitchen and start iterating again. You find that you've got the ingredients to make guacamole. You make the guac and you add it to the tacos. You test it out and you're like,
This is tasting pretty good.
but some of the other testers think,
It could use some spice.
so you evaluate their feedback, you look in your kitchen, and you realize you don't have anything spicy. That's when you call your friend Sam who's coming over. And you're like,
Hey Sam, can you bring over some hot sauce? I'm making tacos.
and Sam's like,
Sure.
also,
I love tacos.
it's now 7:30 and your friends start showing up. You tell your friends,
I made tacos if you're hungry. You can add hot sauce if you want.
and then you and your friends eat the tacos. They're like,
These are pretty good. I'm gonna Instagram that.
You should share the recipe online.
so you do. You've solved your hunger problem and engineered a taco party.
Okay, so let's review a little bit our design process. So we are going to be defining the problem. What is my teacher asking me to do? Then you're going to be identifying, okay, my teacher is showing me examples of what I can do, but how much time do I have and what criteria will I need to have a success on this project? I am going to be adding the rubric here so you know what I'm going to be asking and checking for your final project, okay? So after you have those, we are going to be brainstorming ideas. Okay, if I do this, what do I want to happen? If I do that, how is it going to be better than the first one? So you're going to be thinking about multiple solutions. Then you're going to be selecting the most promising solution or the most that you like to or you wish to try to build. Later on, we are going to be building our prototype or you're going to be building your code. Okay, you're going to be testing. You're going to be reflecting. I'm going to be giving you feedback. Okay, you know what? This could be much better if you. And then you are going to be going back and forth in these 3 steps for a little bit. And then after that, when everybody's project is finished, we are going to be communicating our projects with the rest of the school, with your parents, and with obviously with all of your classmates. Okay, so what are we going to be doing today? Today, you are going to start your final project. But before we begin, we have to spend some time looking at the example projects. I'm going to be showing you 4 ideas of what you can do. Each one of the picture has a link to the example. I want you to play with them, run the program, think, what do the program do? And obviously, I want you to keep in mind the code. So check the code, analyze the code. What is this code doing? How do I make my character to move? How do I make it to say something? How do I lose points? How do I lost points? Stuff like that. Okay? After you check the code, I also want you to click where it says remix the button and try the suggestions that I'm going to be adding here in the examples, okay? So I want you to answer the questions as you look at the code. for each one of the examples, okay? And I want you to remember to use full sentences and complete thoughts as you do this. Okay, so let's go to question number 1. Okay, the first one that you're going to be able to see here is a monster dance. You already created something similar to this, but you were using aliens. Okay, so if you click on the picture here, you're going to be able to get the link here. And this is what my code looks like. Okay, so we have the code. We have 1, 2, 3 monsters. We have a bell. We have these icons over here. And it says when this is click, this is going to happen. Okay, so I have to click on the characters. And let's see. Okay, so let's click on run and see what happens. Okay, so I have to click on this. The monsters start moving. If I click on that, nothing happens. Click on, oh, they stopped. So, nope. So nothing's happening at the moment. Okay, let's reset. Try again. So let's run it. Here, they move. Okay, it says if I click on this one, they should start wandering, but they don't wander. They should start spinning as well. And they should stop. Okay, so I have seen what is happening. I'm trying to see what it looks like. Oh, now the bell thing sounds. Okay, so let's go back to my questions here. So, first question is, what did you like or dislike about this project? Okay, I like that I can interact with the elements on the screen, but I did not like that if I haven't seen the code, I will not have a clue of what I need to do. Okay, so how will my users or the people that is going to show and play my game knows that they have to click on the screen? Maybe that's confusing, but I like that I can interact. What would you like to recreate that you saw in this example? Okay, I would like to recreate that people can touch or interact with the screen and see what of each alien do. Yeah, I like that. I would like to use that in my own example. What would you add to make the game more interesting? Okay, maybe I have different aliens with different activities, and I have to make sure that the user knows what to do. So I will have to add a text there that says you have to click on the screen so they have an idea what they need to do. Okay, and the remix part in here. How do I remix it? Okay, so let's go back to the other tab. Sorry. No, I don't want that one. Sorry about that. No, this is the one, sorry. Okay, this one. Okay, so in this one, what I want you to do is here where it says remix. Once you click on remix, you are going to be able to change the code in here. Okay, so what are you redoing here? It's going to say remix and exactly the same name of the project that you're working with. Okay, so you can start modifying and see what else can you do. Okay, also once you have it finished, it says let's go back, share the link here with me. So once you play something with it, click where it says share. This is the link that I want you to copy. Okay, so you can right click and say copy, and in here where it says answer here, you are going to be pasting your own. Okay, so this is today's work. Go through each one of the examples. You have 4 different activities that you have to explore and try. and answer the questions, and obviously remix. Don't waste a lot of time remixing. It doesn't have to be that complicated, okay? Just see what can make. It says here, for example, try to remix and try to add text or express score in this game. For the other one, it's going to be, I think, the same. Yeah, add text or score in this game, and then be creative with nested loop. So you already know how to do a nested loop. Or maybe you can do functions. Okay, you already know how to use functions. So how can I remix it to create using functions? Okay, so if you have a question, ask your teacher over there with you, or send me a Hangout message and I will answer it as fast as I can. Okay, so have a good day, keep on coding, and I will see you next week. Bye.